Good morning everyone and welcome to Theme Park Parents. You join us here at just approaching 4 in the morning at London Luton Airport because today we will be taking a day trip over to Parc Asterix in France. No Holly today because we are doing this trip during term time to make the most of a day trip. I do, however, have with me Ruben. Ruben is a long-term friend of mine and Holly's, and the kids also love him, which is handy. He, like us, shares a passion for roller coasters and trying to get the most out of a day. So he will be joining us on quite a few trips that we take in our time here at Theme Park Parents, including the one that we'll be taking next week to Energylandia in Poland. We are currently just waiting for the bus to take us over from the terminal from the long stay car park. We have a flight at 6:05 in the morning with EasyJet, which will get us into Paris Charles de Gaulle for about 8:25. Now, Parc Asterix is very close to Charles de Gaulle Airport with only a 20-minute shuttle bus ride away, so it is quite easily day trippable. We hope to be there just before park opening at 10 o'clock, and then we shall do 10 till 6 park hours before getting a late night flight back into London Luton for about 10:30 tonight. It's going to be a long day, but at least we don't have to worry about any accommodation or hotel. And of course, we will be getting on some of the best roller coasters in Europe on a day trip. Time has just gone 4:20 and we've arrived into the terminal. Going to go straight to the departure lounge as of course we have no baggage to check in. We should be into the departure lounge hopefully in about 10-15 minutes or so. We'll grab a quick breakfast and then hopefully our gate will have opened by then. Well, we are finally in the air now. We faced a bit of a delay at London Luton due to, as you can see, a lot of ground fog. There's also some air traffic controller shortages at Paris, so we ended up taking off at 6:45. On the plus side, the flight time is only 50 minutes, where it was initially advertised at 1 hour and 20. So that should get us there just after 8:30, leaving us just under 90 minutes to get to the park, hopefully in time for park opening, but we shall see how customs are at the airport at Paris Charles de Gaulle, and then hopefully we catch the shuttle bus as it does run only half hourly. Hopefully we time that well. We're going to enjoy the flight now. We got straight through departures, so we got straight through security at London Luton. There was very little queuing at all, straight through a turnstile, and then we had some breakfast at Burger King before getting on our flight at quite an early time. To be fair, they closed the gate at about 5:45, even though our flight was at 5 past. Of course, then we faced a bit of a delay, so we were sat on the runway, but we are up in the air now and hopefully enjoy the rest of the day. Right, well, we've had quite a good start to the day, really. We got in at about 9:15, and then we got straight through customs, as there was absolutely no queue at all. We then headed over to the metro, as I assume that was the only way to the terminal. However, after purchasing tickets for €14, we were then told that there's a free shuttle that runs between the terminals and the bus station. So that is where we are now. We just missed one bus, but we should be due on the next one, straight over to Parc Asterix. Just running through some costs for today. We paid £130 each for flights with EasyJet. Park admission was £95 for both of us, but that does include the shuttle bus. And then parking was £30. We've just taken a few euros each with us for some spending money, but we shouldn't really be looking at spending too much more, to be fair. I'll probably grab a couple of souvenirs later. I need to get my keyring, of course, for my collection, but we're looking at about £200 each for the day. Well, we finally arrived into Parc Asterix about 10 minutes after opening. Everything looks low crowds level so far, and we are heading straight to one of Europe's best coasters, to Tartus. This Intermin 2023 multi-launch coaster has often been voted one of the best in Europe, and I cannot wait to get on it. Advertised on 5 minutes. Let's go. Just so everyone knows as well, this is Ruben's first time at this park also, and he has done absolutely zero research as to what to expect from this park. I of course have done, so I knew to come here because of the awesome selection of roller coasters, but Ruben is going in with a completely open mind, which is awesome, so I can't wait to see his reaction to a lot of these coasters as well. Here we are, to Tartus. Bloody high that was. What a way to start off the day. That was absolutely insane. I did not think it to be that good. I know it was voted the best, but honestly.
I was going to say, I've gone in blind and there is nothing in the UK like it. It was just indescribable.
That was pretty much top my list already in terms of coasters. That's such a good ride.
Hyperion is good. That is better.
That is better, yes. Honestly, what a ride. We waited about 15 minutes, but I would have waited an hour for that, 2 hours, because honestly that was so worth it.
I mean, we're going to ride it again.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the one ride we're getting re-rides on if there's nothing else. We're coming for a ride now on Track de Horror, which is the 2001 Mack Rides bobsleigh coaster. We do have one like this in the UK being Avalanche, but not on this scale. This is a huge coaster, honestly. But yeah, what a ride to start the day. Oh, nearly tripped over them.
You be careful.
I will be careful. You will have to excuse my pronunciation of some of these ride names because my French isn't great and I did no research as to what they should be pronounced like. The only one I do know is Tartus and Osiris. As for the rest, that's anyone's guess. Very old ride, this one. Well, a surprisingly quite fun ride there on Track de Horror. Again, French isn't great. Quite some intense moments toward the top there and built up good speed. A little bit rickety, but obviously it is 24 years old now.
That's nice and calm. I mean, considering what we've just come from.
It's yeah.
Pretty chill, much more family friendly.
Right, we are heading over to Osiris now, the B&M invert from 2012. Voted again one of the best in Europe, so I really am looking forward to this one.
It looks pretty amazing from here, so hopefully it lives up to those expectations.
Here we go. We shall see. Advertised on 20-minute queue, but all of the queues so far have been less than advertised. Right, just been on Osiris there. We queued about 20 minutes for that, so that was good. So it was advertised on 30. Pretty decent invert, I have to say. It's definitely better than Nemesis Inferno. Can't say it tops Nemesis, I'm not sure of it.
I don't know, it's longer, more colourful,
it is longer,
and
yeah.
smoother.
Yeah, that is definitely true for a fact. Anyway, we are now going to go for our first water ride of the day on La Oxygenarium. Again, excuse the pronunciation, but it is definitely a day for water rides because it is absolutely scorching here.
I'm going to say, what is it, like 20 odd and nary a cloud in the sky. Yes, I said nary.
Yep, it is a beautiful day. We have picked low crowds and brilliant weather, so definitely a day for water rides. Advertised on 5 minutes, La Oxygenarium. Just have a relatively tame ride there on La Oxygenarium, the dinghy slide ride, which we also have one in the UK, which is Storm Surge, the temporary attraction, which has been there for 10 plus years now at Thorpe Park. Going to head over now to Express Minier, which is the Park's log flume ride. Hoping to get a little bit more wet on that, to be honest, but we are pretty dry. So we're going to dry off pretty quickly from that one. We'll see how wet we get on this one. Getting towards 12 o'clock and we have done 4 rides so far, including 3 major coasters. Of course, we have Tonnerre to Zeus and Parc Express to do as well later on. Queue lines aren't as quiet as I had expected. We are looking at about a 35-minute wait on for Tonnerre to Zeus, and then there's also currently a 35-minute wait for Track to Horror as well. But then again, it is still an off-peak day and it is a lot quieter than it could be. Over there is the new coaster for 2025, Set Automatics. Unfortunately, we're just here a little bit early to get on that, but it will be opening soon. We are absolutely soaking after that ride on Express Tonnerre. Have to say though, what a log flume that was. More of a rapids, I'd say, because the troughs were so fast and I nearly got as wet in the troughs just splashing around than we did from the actual drops. Really good wet ride though, have to say. We are now going on Pirate Grand Splash as we are already soaking wet. So may as well just do all the water rides at once before we head over to Goudaroo, which has just opened after a short delay this morning. Second drop on Express Tonnerre is a coaster drop, which I was not expecting, so that was also pretty decent. Only waited about 10 minutes again, so really low queue times today. Hopefully we dry off in this lovely French sun. Rainbow. Well, just had a ride there on the rapids. That will be our last water ride. For now, we did all 4 together within the space of about half an hour, 40 minutes. Yeah. So we're doing pretty well. We're drenched fairly. To be fair, we're quite wet, so
they're
gonna get on.
I got attacked and I got wet and yes, I got attacked multiple times.
Ruben definitely got the worst of it on there. Some of the splashes come out so high and just went straight down his back. It was great. Yeah. We're going to go now to Parc Express. This is the Gerstlauer family coaster, which opened back in 2017. For the front and back part of the ride as well. Well, sorry, forward and reverse. Currently advertised on a 15-minute wait, so let's get on this and we'll see you after we come off. Awesome ride there on Parc Express. Was not expecting the spray just before the backward section. Some really good intense moments on there, and that is only a 1 metre height restriction as well. So if we do plan on coming next year with the kids, that is something that Louise can both get on as well. Quite an intense family coaster. Going to go for a ride now on Val d'Isère, as it is a walk-on. We just finished on our ride there on Val d'Isère. Walked straight on, literally straight into the train, absolutely nobody in the queue, and there's probably a good reason for that, because that is a painful ride. Not only that, it is a very old coaster, opened back in the 90s. Not particularly intense or thrilling, but for me it's just another credit which I wanted to get. Has the same sort of vibes as Rattlesnake at Chessington. Very painful, very sharp brakes. You want to go on this, yeah? Right. We're going to go on Disco Bellix, I assume that's how I pronounce it, the Zamperla Disco, which heads out nicely over the water, before we head over to Tonnerre to Zeus. Just had our ride there on Disco Bellix, if that's how you pronounce it. And now we are going on the second most anticipated coaster of this trip, Tonnerre to Zeus, which roughly translates to Thunder of Zeus. This is the 1997 CCR wooden coaster, which underwent a massive refurbishment from 2019 to 2020, and again, like Tutatis, is voted as one of the best coasters in Europe. I cannot wait to get on this. Unfortunately, back for the 2024 season, they decided to remove the back seat face, the reverse facing back seats, which would have been an awesome experience for us to try today, as it is so quiet here at the park. Nevertheless, we're going to get on this and we're going to have a lot of re-rides on it, I assume.
Oh my God.
We have just come for a sit down because we've just come off 2 back-to-back rides from Tonnerre to Zeus, which I can only describe as the most insane coaster I've ever been on. Some of the elements that the speed it took them at was just, oh my God.
It's like, I thought I've been on the Grand National, I was like, that was a wooden coaster.
Yeah.
No, Grand National's got nothing on this. This is
an incredible ride. We just had to do it. It was 5-minute queue. It was practically walk on, to be fair. So we just did it twice in a row. Once towards the back, once towards the middle. Probably do it again later on, see if we can get back row or front row, because that was just... I'm a lot lost for words. That's got to be my favourite coaster, at least my favourite Woody by far.
Honestly, I'm so glad I went in completely blind.
Yeah,
because
even the POVs on YouTube don't do that ride justice.
So even like, yeah, looking back, and I'm like, nah, how does that even work?
It's rough and it's intense, but it's so enjoyable as well. And the speed it reaches going through that first drop is just...
That should not be a wooden coaster, but it is, and it's insane.
There is there's a section in there where you're literally on the side, and you just wonder how the train stays on the track. It's just... Anyway, we're coming for a sit down. We're going to see what the queue's like for Goudaroo, because that is also meant to be a very painful ride, but if we can find somewhere to eat and go toilet on the way, we'll do that instead. As it is getting towards the end of lunchtime now, and we are getting a bit...
I'm starving.
Yes. Yeah, just needed to sit down after that though. Right, now is time for our ride on what was voted the world's most painful coaster at one point, or the world's worst coaster at one point. It has since undergone a couple of modifications, which has improved the ride experience somewhat, but it is still an incredibly rough ride. This is the first ever major coaster at Parc Asterix, opened back in 1989. A Vekoma looping coaster with 7 inversions. This is Goudaroo, and honestly, I'm looking forward to it, but I think it's just going to be the single ride today. We've just gone for our ride on Goudaroo. Wasn't as bad as I expected, incredibly juddery and some very whippy, sharp transitions, so I definitely understand why it has a reputation. We've just come for some lunch now before we start doing our re-rides. We've got on every major attraction that we wanted to. All the coasters are done before lunchtime. Well, the sun is shining here in France. The queue times are non-existent due to everyone just going for the water rides now. It's absolutely scorching. We have 3.5 hours and we're going to try and get as many coasters in before the park closes and we head home tonight. I've had an amazing day here. I think Ruben has as well. We've done so much already and it's only about halfway through. We're going to head to Pegasus Express next. We'll then do Tonnerre to Zeus, and we're going to do Goudaroo again. We're just going to head around all the major coasters and then finish the day by lapping to Tartus as many times as we can. It's going to be awesome.
Problem the mum had
Excellent. Oh no, just had a...
Interesting. Awesome end to the day. We just had 4 back-to-back rides onto Tartus over the last hour and a half, making 5 total rides on that coaster for the day, and all in all we got on 22 rides today, which is not bad going. Personal record. Yeah. That is the benefit of going off-peak.
Was it? That's 4 more than our overall best?
Yep. Oh, it's been such a good day. Of course, it's not over now. We have a long journey back home. We need to get back to Paris Charles de Gaulle, get to the terminal, get on a plane home, and then drive back to the airport as well. But it's been an awesome day and an awesome park, and I would highly recommend it. Definitely going to have a quick stop at the gift shop though to get my keyring for my collection. Well, we're now back at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport. We have about a 2-hour wait before our flight back to Luton. I'm just about dead. Ruben is most certainly dead. Didn't help that we played badminton last night, which was a good idea.
And the day before.
And the day before, yeah. But we just had a bite to eat, and then we shall be hopefully, by that time, getting towards our gate. And hopefully the flight's on time. There's no delay like this morning. Hopefully that the customs are nice and quick the other end at Luton, and we should be home in bed by about midnight to cap off what has been an awesome day trip. Quick word of advice, by the way, don't ever bring a dual battery to an airport to use as a power pack, because you'll get pulled up on security both ways. Although it is an incredibly efficient power pack, as this will do my phone about 15 times over. Well guys, that was our day at Parc Asterix. 22 rides done in total, about 21 hours awake. We got home around midnight and then I did go straight to bed. All in all, the day cost us around £400 for the both of us, but it was well worth it as we did get on some of Europe's best coasters, including Tutatis, which is now my number one. In fact, it is so much my number one that I got the t-shirt for it as well. Next, we will be heading off to Energylandia in Poland for a 3-day trip this coming weekend. We will be going with Ruben, Holly will be back, and also a couple of friends as well. There I will be hoping to get on my first ever RMC, along with a load of other coasters and flat rides too. That will be our big European trip of this year, and then we'll have about a month break before we head off to some more theme parks over the summer. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed the ride, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.